Guys, what's up? Gannon Pritchard here with Chasing a Dream. This is an edition called Weekly Recap. Today we talk about fabrication. Yeah. Ha. Hua. Don't use that. That's right, fabrication. Using your hands, making things out of metal. You might ask, is it important? Absolutely it's important. You don't want to go all the way to NASCAR, or you just don't have to tell your friends that you don't know how to fabricate at all. It's really not that hard. It just takes a little bit of practice. So the modified behind me needs a seat in it. I took my seat out because I like my seat. Now I'm going to install a seat in the car, and I've seen a lot of seats installed really crappy. We're not going to do that. We're going to install it the right way. So let's do it. This is Chasing a Dream presented by GoParts. Let's go. Welcome to my two-car garage where all the magic happens. It's not glamorous, but it gets the job done. And today I'm installing a seat, showing you a little bit behind the scenes. So come on, let's get started. All right, so what I like to do is I like to measure everything out first with a tape measure. This one is 16 1/4. That way you have an idea of what you're working towards. I like to actually finish it on paper, so I write out my own directions, how long the metal is gonna be, what thickness, which stock, everything about the metal. Have it done right here. Weld it together and then bolt it up. So try to make your life easy, do it on paper, and just put it together from there. Obviously, when it comes to welding and all that stuff, you gotta practice. So if you're not that good at welding, you might wanna practice that first. So let's install a seat, shall we? It sounds like a freaking how-to show. I'm not trying to sound like a how-to show, by the way. I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing during the week. If I don't install this seat, then it's not gonna go in the race car because no one is gonna do it for me. I'm just kinda giving you an overview of what I'm doing. And maybe you'll learn something along the way. So the biggest thing is I want to place it in the car to make sure the distance is good with my arms. So get it all placed up to where you want it. All right, put the steering wheel on. Make sure the steering wheel is good. That's good. Elbow's good. My degree's good, because the seat's important. Think about it. When you're driving, like, you want to be comfortable. If you're not comfortable, then you're not going to be able to get up on the wheel and stay up on the wheel for a long time. It's very, very important to me to have a seat that's comfortable. I want to make sure the wheel's comfortable. I want to make sure my gear shifter's comfortable, my pedals, because the faster you can get in your car and out of the car, that's a good thing, safety. And also, the more comfortable you're going to be, the faster you're gonna be. So right now, the seat's good. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and mark it off, and that's pretty much gonna say where it needs to be. And then from there, I'm gonna start measuring the metal and do some cutting. Start cutting some metal, fire, fire. What you didn't see is the part I already made. So I made this bracket right here. Some people bolt their seats directly to their car. I prefer to have more of a beefy bracket, so I actually fabricated my own bracket right here, put it together, painted it up. Instead of having two bolts that are holding your seat together, you have an entire cage that actually grips your seat. So it just helps with impact. So with this one, the first thing you want to do is measure out your metal and start cutting after you measure twice. If you measure once, a lot of times you run into problems. So measure twice, cut once. Get your metal laid out and start the welding process once you place your seat where it needs to be and you make sure everything is right. All right, so what I did is I mocked this up with the seat, tacked it, got it so it's the right dimension, so the seat will bolt up right here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up. Now that I've already made sure that it will fit, and I made sure these cross members here will bolt up also to the floor plan of my race car. So now it's time to burn some metal. I also like to flip the bracket over and weld both sides to give it extra strength, because let's talk about it. A seat keeps you in the race car, so you want to make sure it's secured very, very good. Align the bracket on the floor so you make sure the holes are where they need to be and you're not drilling into areas that you don't want to drill into. Once you have the bracket exactly where you want it to be on top of the holes, jump under the race car with your Sharpie,
and start tracing the holes out, because these holes are going to be your future bolts that hold your ass in the car. So you want to make sure it's done right. Once your holes are traced, it's time to start doing some drilling. Once the bracket's all drilled out and your holes are good, I like to grind it off a little bit to make sure there's no edges or anything like that. Take the bracket back into the race car and make sure the bolts actually fit in the bracket and everything fits perfectly, because if it doesn't, you got a problem. But if you followed your diagram, you should be good. With the main brace secure, it's time to put the seat back in and sit down in the seat and make sure everything is aligned with the brackets in place. Trace your holes on the side mounts so you can drill your holes and get secure. Why do you use seat brackets that are on the side of the seat? Well, I like to adjust my pitch so I'm comfortable in the car. Some people like their seats straight up, some people like them laid back. It's all about personal opinion, and the side brackets allow you to adjust your seat in general. Pull the seat back out, bang out the holes, grab some paint, and go show your neighbors just how redneck you are in the front yard. At least that's what I did. Oh yeah. And last but not least, make a notepad of all the bolts you need and head over to Lowe's and get the job done. Now keep in mind, I only use grade 8 bolts and lock nuts, because when it comes to a seat, you want to make sure you're secure and locked in there and nothing's gonna go wrong. So grade 8 and lock nuts, keep that in mind. Don't go cheap, buy the good stuff. Once you have all your hardware, go ahead and assemble your seat like an erector set, like a little kid in a candy store, and be super proud of yourself. Grab a cold beer if you're over 21 and go inside and have some steak, because you deserve it.
There you have it, the first weekly recap with Chasing a Dream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna be doing a lot more stuff throughout the week. We're gonna have lives, we're gonna have Chasing a Dream actual episodes, but I figured I'd throw these in during the week, keep you guys up to date. If you like it, please pass it on, and let's go have some fun racing cars. And I'll see you guys real soon. Cheers. Peace.